Okay, we're reporting the audience. This is Wendy. I am Wendy Palmer, a student at Northern Kentucky University, and this speech is for what happens to our bodies when we sleep. Good afternoon, and thanks everyone for coming and sharing your afternoon with us. I'd like to share with you today what happens to our bodies when we sleep. We all know that we need it, but not everybody has an understanding of what actually happens when we sleep. There are 4 stages of sleep that's called NREM, which is non-rapid eye movement. This is a time of sleep when you're in your lightest part of sleep. It's the onset of sleep. This is when maybe you dozed off at work or when you dozed off in front of the TV, and it's a really light sleep where it could be interrupted and you could be awake at any moment. That's the first step, is the light sleep. The second stage of sleep is the onset of sleep, and the third and fourth stages of sleep are the deep sleep that you get into, the really good part of sleep. In stage 1 of sleep, this is the stage when you're between you're awake and falling asleep moment. This is the start of all the fun that you'll have while you're sleeping. It's a very light sleep. Stage 2 is the onset of sleep, and this is when you're starting to become disengaged from your surroundings. You no longer hear the TV that put you to sleep. You no longer hear the people that are around you or your coworkers if you're sleeping at your desk. This is when your breathing and your heart rate start to become regular and your body temperature drops. In stages 3 and 4, this is your deepest, most restorative, part of sleep. This is the part that we all love. This is what, this is when our blood pressure drops, our breathing becomes slower and a little more even, our muscles start to relax. This is when the body starts to, the blood supply to our muscles start to increase. The tissue growth and the repair starts to occur in the stages 3 and 4. And also, this is when our energy is restored. This is when after we've run a 5K race and we're trying to get ready for the next day. This is when our body says, okay, you did that, now let's restore it for your next day. This is when hormones are released, which are essential for our growth, and this is most prevalent in children. This is when, they say, oh, you have to sleep, and you tell children, you have to sleep so that you can grow. It really is true, and all the muscle development, everything happens in this stage 3 and 4 of sleep. REM sleep is rapid eye movement sleep. If you've ever, maybe walked up on your spouse or your child or anybody, or even a pet, and you see their eyes start to dart back and forth, that's called rapid eye movement sleep. And that part of the sleep, the things that it does for our bodies is it provides energy to the brain and to the body. It also supports our daytime performance, like some of the activities we might have had the day before. You will see that eye darting back and forth, and it happens in a cycle of 30 minutes, but it happens every 90-minute cycle. But this is when your body becomes immobile and relaxed, and some people may joke, oh, it's in a comatose state. You're not really comatose, you're just really relaxed. And this is when the hormone cortisol starts to dip. It dips at bedtime, and then it starts to increase over the night, so that when you wake up in the morning, you feel refreshed and alert. And that's how I know the difference between myself and my spouse, because he wakes up alert and I wake up, still kind of pulling together. So I apparently don't have enough cortisol, developing overnight. Some facts that I have noted as sleep facts are when you're sleeping, your saliva flow is reduced. About 1 in 10 adults grind their teeth at night, so you might wake up with tooth pain or jaw pain. It's because you don't realize that you're grinding your teeth at night. Also, a lack of quality sleep can disturb your immune system. So you may find that, the first 2 weeks of class, and I'm staying up all night and getting homework done, I was a little more susceptible to catching a cold. So your immune system becomes affected as well. At nighttime, water accumulates under the skin. So we have wrinkles. At nighttime, you're your most beautiful. So that's when you wake your spouse up and say, hey, wake up about 2 o'clock and look at me, because I'm going to be really extra fabulous. Because by the time the morning comes, that water reduces from up under our skin and our wrinkles come back. So tell them, check it out. Our dreams last about 5 to 30 minutes. Sometimes we don't think they last that long because we don't remember everything. That's because we're in that deep part of sleep when we're dreaming. There are a lot of different medicines that also affect our sleep and also changes the quality of sleep. Even some sleep medicines affect our ability to have really a healthy sleep pattern at night. So I thought that I also would cover and what happens to us while we're sleeping is what happens when we miss sleep. So if we miss one night of sleep, we're just going to be a little agitated. We may snap at someone the next morning. We don't want to be bothered. We don't want to talk. That may be the simple case if we just miss one night. But if you miss 2 nights of sleep, your concentration might become difficult. If you've got a test the next day, you know the material, but you can't quite get it out because that sleep is not restoring the brain function that you need to be able to do the things that you do best. After 3 days of no sleep, you're worthless at that point. You start to hallucinate and start to become unfamiliar with your surroundings. So it's not really healthy. And tests have been done with some animals that have shown if they have missed sleep for longer periods of time of 3 days, they could even die. So it is important that we do get the sleep. It is healthy for our bodies, and we need it to resume activity. A good night's sleep is vital for your mood. Vince will attest to that. If you don't get enough sleep, you will be cranky the next day, and your family and coworkers will pay as a result. It's also a good risk. It helps to reduce the risk of heart attack and obesity. So give your bodies a chance to rejuvenate and everything while you're asleep. Some of the sources that I've used for my research in this speech were the National Sleep Foundation, bodyandsoul.com, and then a really good book called Sleep, the 10 Great Tips for a Perfect Night's Sleep by Infinite Ideas. My name is Wendy Palmer, and I appreciate you taking the time today to listen to my speech.